Hi, my name is Paige. Welcome to my channel. So it has been a couple of weeks since I have filmed anything, so I feel very awkward right now, and I am probably going to be talking really quietly because I don't even know what to do with myself in front of the camera right now. It's been probably 3 weeks since I've sat down to do anything. But I've been seeing people coming out with a lot of great videos, and I just haven't had the energy to put anything out. And in my last video, I wrote in the description what was kind of going on in my life, and that's been the biggest reason why I haven't been able to sit down and film. I just haven't been in the mindset because we unfortunately found out that my grandma has stage 4 breast cancer. So we are just kind of taking it day by day. She has seen a bunch of doctors and they are all pretty optimistic that they can slow the progression down. So it's not completely hopeless, but it's been kind of something that comes and goes, and some days I'm feeling kind of fine about it and other days I am not very good at all and I just don't really want to do much. But we're taking it day by day. We are getting through, and today has been a pretty good day. She has been feeling not so bad and she's not in a lot of pain today, so I felt like might as well sit down, film some videos while I'm feeling energized and pretty happy for today. So thank you to everyone who has reached out to me on Instagram and who has been so kind about this whole situation and has just told me that they are there for me, and I really appreciate it. I know she really appreciates it too, that other people are thinking about her. So that's where I've been. If I am very sporadic with my videos, that is why. Some days are harder than others, and I do live with her, so I am helping her and I'm seeing it very firsthand how much pain she's in, and that just is really hard to go through. But like I said, it is not hopeless. The doctors think that the medication that she is taking will be something that she will respond to pretty quickly, and that she will not be in pain, and that everything will kind of be halted where it is, and she can live as long as she can with that. So kind of morbid to start, but I just wanted to let everyone know what was going on and why my videos might pop up a bunch this week and then maybe none for a couple of weeks and then a bunch another week. I don't really know. It just depends on how motivated I'm feeling that day. So here we are at a video. I'm sitting on my floor. It is cold. I am in an itchy, staticky sweater, and I am going to film a "These books will deconstruct in a year" video. So I have seen Becca in the books do this, and I thought it was such a genius idea, and I have to do it because there are some books that have been on my TBR that I have ignored all year. I've ignored them every single time they've come up, and I just stare at them on my shelf knowing I should have read them, and part of me doesn't want to. So I'm making this that by December 2021, if I have not read these books, I need to unhaul them. So thankfully I did not start making videos until June, so I started off with a July TBR as my first TBR list. So this list is coming from all of my TBR videos where I named a book and then I never ended up reading them in that month. So I only have July through October because November I only had one book on my TBR, and December I did not make a TBR. So July through October books. There are, I think if I counted right, there are 16 of them that I have not read. So I'm just going to get into this because I've already been filming for 4 minutes, and you probably are just here to see which books I need to read by next year. So first up from July, I did not read Where the Crawdads Sing by Delia Owens, and I also did not read The Heart's Invisible Furies by John Boyne. So these are the first two on my list. I have heard great things about this one from my cousin and so many people on BookTube who have read it and said that it's amazing. And I've also heard a lot of great things about this book, primarily from Emma from Drinking by My Shelf. She said this is a great book. She also said that this author is a little bit problematic, so if I don't end up reading it and I have to unhaul it, I don't think that will be a big deal if this person is pretty problematic. So those are 1 and 2 that need to be read by December of next year. Then in August, I had 2 more books that I did not read. The first one being Muse of Nightmares by Laini Taylor. I did read Strange the Dreamer that month, but I did not get around to reading Muse of Nightmares. And I am hoping that this last week of the year I'm able to squeeze this in because I have the audiobook, and if I listen to it on 2 or 3 times speed, I might be able to get through it. but it is the 27th. I still have to finish the book I'm currently reading and then another book I'm halfway through, so the likelihood of me getting to this is pretty slim. So this is number 3 on the deconstructing list. This one might be an exception to the rule because it is a classic, and I feel like classics, you have your entire life to read, and somewhere down the line you are going to have time for it. So first classic that is on this list is Little Women. I think I had it on 3 or 4 TBRs and I just never got around to it because it is chunky. It is so chunky, and I just did not feel like reading something that long. I think if this one is not read by December, I might not unhaul this one just because it is a classic, but I will come back around and tell you what I decide next year. Okay, then September rolled around and I apparently did not read anything, or I just was a very big mood reader that month. So the first book in September I did not read was A Song of Wraiths and Ruin by Rosanne A. Brown, and I don't really remember why I didn't read any of these really. I probably just ran out of time, and I also had just gotten back to work too. So this is book number 4 on this list. Number 5 is Girl Made of Stars by Ashley Herring Blake. I really predict that I will like this one, and it is a short read too, so I think I will be able to fit it in sometime this month, especially in summer when I have so much more time. So I believe I can finish this one, and I already read another book by her. I believe I'd Be Aberdeen's Letter to the World is by her, and I really love that one, so I am excited to read this one, and I love that it's short. Everything else has been super long. Then we have Alcott. I have been meaning to read this for a long time. This is like one of the first series that when I started booktube everyone was talking about still, even though it came out many years ago. And I also talked to one of my teacher friends who said that she read this series in like a week. She devoured it and loved it and said that she thought I would really like it, but it's chunky and I don't know why I've been getting scared of reading really big books, because it's never been a fear of mine, and I don't even think it is a fear of mine. It feels like a lot of work to read so many big books back to back to back to back and have to remember things between books. So I think that's probably why I haven't read it, but I do want to read it this year. I'm positive I will read this pretty soon. I want to say within the next couple of months. I've been feeling pretty fantasy right now, so I don't know, it might be very soon that I read all of these finally. So these are books 7, 8, and 9 on this list. Then book 10 is a Tessa Dare book, which I think is probably the second in a series, and I think that's why I didn't read it, because I wanted to read the first book before, even though they can all be read alone. But this is Say Yes to the Marquee, or Marquess. I'm not really sure. I don't know those terms very well, but I do want to read all of the Tessa Dare books that I own. I think I own 5 more or 6 more, and I really had a fun time reading the first Tessa Dare book that I read, which was The Governess Game. So I'm excited to read this. I just need to have like another historical romance readathon going on or something so that I can get these out of the way. Then we have another book series that I have been saying I'm going to read all year and then never did. So those are the Mistborn books. I've been meaning to read them over and over and over. I own the audiobook of the first one now. I said I was going to read it, I think in September and October and then maybe November, but I just haven't felt like reading books this big and needing to remember all of these characters. I've been trying to get a few series out of the way, like finishing the Ember and the Ashes series, and then there's the Nevermore middle grade series that I'm trying to finish too. So I've just been trying to catch up with books that I already started, and I felt like, oh, if I started another book series with a bunch of characters and a lot of plot elements, I would get really confused. So I do want to read these, and I don't know if I would have the strength to get rid of all of them at the end of the year if I don't read them, because everyone loves these books so much and I want to eventually read them, but I want to put them on my TBR for next year. So these are 11, 12, and 13 on this list. Hopefully this motivates me to read them, because I don't think I have the strength to let them go, especially because this one looks like Jensen Ackles, doesn't it? Doesn't it? So pretty. Then number 11 is another classic, and that is Sense and Sensibility. And like I said with Little Women, I probably won't get rid of this if I don't end up reading it, because I feel like classics are just something you're meant to take in over the course of your life. So maybe I'll read this when I'm 26. I am 26. 26, 27 next year, or maybe I'll read it when I'm 76, 77. So who knows? But this is book number 14 on the list. I did so bad this year. Then we get to October, which I think was the very start of my reading slump I had going on. And the first book I did not read in the month was Slaughterhouse V, which I think is another classic. Is it not? I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong. So I picked this because in every fanfiction that I read about Dean Winchester from Supernatural, his favorite book is always Slaughterhouse V, and I don't know why, so I wanted to read it and figure that out. But I just ended up not wanting to read it in October. It is short though, so I feel like I can sneak it in this summer probably. I don't know. So this is number 15 on the list. Next up we have The Astonishing Color of After by Emily X.R. Pan, and again, I just didn't get around to it. It's really long. I was in the start of a slump, but it sounds really beautiful, really sad. So this one, whew, I don't know if I'll be able to read it. I don't know how I will be dealing with sad books this year, but we will see. I will probably attempt it, and if I have to take a break from it, then I might. So we will see what I end up deciding about pretty sad books about family and grief and death, and I'm not sure. Then we have The Switch by Beth O'Leary, and I really want to read this one, and I don't know why I haven't yet. It seems so cute, and I don't know. I just have been in a slump, but I really want to read this. This is pretty high on my priority list. So what are we at? 17? Oh my goodness, that's a lot of books. It's gonna be my entire year's TBR. Then we have The Adventurers by Bryce Oakley. This is a book that I did start. I think I got about 50 pages in, and I just stopped reading. I liked it. I didn't think it was problematic. I was enjoying myself. I just don't know what happened. I just stopped reading and picked up something else, and I never do that. So I don't know what was going on with me that month, but I do want to finish this. It was really cute, and I liked where it was going, but I just abandoned it. Not really sure why. Okay, so that was number 18, and 19 and 20 are the last one. So 20 books on this list. 20 books of 2020 that I didn't read. So 19 and 20, we have Mexican Gothic by Silvia Moreno Garcia. Heard great things, sounds really spooky. Don't know if I'll read it now or if I'll wait until closer to October to read it then, but then all the other spooky stories will come out, so who knows. But I do still really want to read this one. And then finally, number 20, we have The Joy Luck Club, which is what my best friend told me to read when I asked him one day what he suggested. He said this is his favorite book, and so I needed to read it, and then I didn't in October. So October was a weird reading month, but it gave me all 20 books now that I need to read in 2021. All right, I have rearranged my TBR cart to have all of these books up top. So these are the 20 books that I failed to read in 2020. So hopefully this part of my cart will dwindle down as the year goes on. If any of these books are on your list of books you did not read this year and you want to buddy read with me next year on any of them, send me a message on Instagram so that I know that I can get these books out of the way and off of my TBR. I would love to buddy read with anybody who wants to, so please let me know. I am hoping that I will be able to read these and check in next year and have most of these off my list. If not, we will see if I will have the strength to unhaul them by the end of next year. I can't even believe we're already thinking about December of 2021. That sounds unreal. That is not a real date that is going to happen, but wow, this year has been crazy, but we will see how next year goes. All right, that is all that I have. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to see if I can get through these books throughout the year or how many make it onto TBRs only to not be read again, then please subscribe. I would love to have you join me, and I will see you in my next video, which might have the same makeup look, but I'm definitely changing out of the itchy sweater. So if you see this look, yes, I did film all of these videos in one day. All right, see you later.